relegation city, and what a match that was. Paul Satan, the last 10 minutes, somebody told me he thought it was another 90 minutes, but I've got two gentlemen here who know football through and through. They need little introduction. Gentlemen, talk to us. How did you see that game?
Well, that was a match. You know, the Koreans are a very good side, and the type of football they play, they can run for 90 minutes, and that's exactly what they did. For 90 minutes, they were running all over the place. In the last 10 minutes, I've been in football for a very long time, but for the last 10 minutes, honestly, I was sitting on tongues, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. So kudos to Ghana, but we need to work very hard against the Uruguay because the South American teams we've got the same style of play. They are very good ball jugglers, and you have to be very careful, and also the coach must know when to do changes. Apparently today he was scared to do some changes, but it paid off eventually when he took the two Ayus out and brought in the two new players. That fortified the defense and the midfield a bit. But we've done well. At least we need to draw against Uruguay for us to get to the knockout stages.
A very tough game. But I'm glad that we won because for me in the group, South Korea is a team that in fact I'm really scared of. So now that we're able to beat South Korea, I'm hopeful that with Uruguay we're going to win. Uruguay is a win for Ghana against Uruguay. Whatever happened in South Africa is gone. But for us, we are still thinking about 2010, about what happened.
Who impressed you most in this game?
Today for me is 21 Samet. Samet for me is a revelation. In the middle, Samet. And Kudus did a very good job too.
Kudus did very well.
Kudus did a very job, yes.
The goalkeeper, yeah, we must take notice of him. Yeah. He really saved some chances that if it was another goalkeeper, I think we have been in trouble. But he did a very good job for the team, especially the last one where he thought it was a goal and he took it out of the post. Yeah. So the team is now gelling, and I hope another match, 2 matches, then they'll come of age. But like my brother said, Uruguay, we must be very careful. We shouldn't take it for granted. You know, Ghanaians, after this win, we all go to sleep and say Nyami, Fama Nyami. I think this time we don't have to form a Nyami. We have to go and play the game as we have to play on Friday.
Thank you very much. Let's go.
So excited.
Were you stressed when it got to the final 10 minutes and the referee added another 10 minutes?
That was too much. It was too much. I've never seen so many balls go into a goal square in my life, but our defense killed us. So very proud of the boys tonight. Very proud to be Ghanaian and very proud to be from Africa.
How far have you travelled to get here?
From Australia, so good 14 hours.
Wow.
14 hours flight straight.
I mean, when you come in here, you see the mood like it's different from the last game. So like everyone is excited, and we are happy for the win today.
Well, did it go according to plan? Because the first 10-15 minutes, we were all wondering what's going on. The Black Stars were just holding on, chance after chance for the Koreans, and then the game changed.
Yeah, I think what we expected wasn't like how they started. So I think it took the guys some time to figure out like what to do. But I mean, what we expected wasn't like how the Koreans started.
Very finally, your message to Ghanaians. They were very nervous, even before the Portugal game, before this game. Now we're looking ahead to Uruguay. What do you have to tell them?
Well, I mean, we know they've been always passionate and they've been always supporting us. So, yeah, they should just keep supporting us, and we really appreciate their support.
How does it feel when you sit on the bench and the team is under pressure? The last 10 minutes of that game, what was the mood like? What was the feeling like?
Yeah, it wasn't easy because as I just said, you know, we are as a team. So the moment we have pressure on us, that means you two as a player, even when you're on the pitch or you're at the bench, you need to feel that pressure so that anytime you go in, you know how the game is like and you know how you just approach with it. So it wasn't easy, but it's all good and it's all part of the game. Sometimes you need to be pressured so that you can get things done. So good work to the team as well.
I mean, I don't think anything changes. You just stick to the game plan and just continue attacking, and when you get your chance, you score, and that's what we did.
And finally, Mohamed Kudus got that winner for the Black Star. How special is he? You trained with him, you've played with him. How special do you think Kudus is?
Yeah, he's special. He's really, really special, and he's got bags of potential. So, you know, who knows where he'll go, but I know he'll be going to the top 100%.
This has completely changed the look of the group. The confidence in in you boys must be high. You must be feeling it and thinking that you can do it against Uruguay and get through to the next stage.
I mean, we had confidence from the start. I think obviously the Portugal game was unfortunate, but we knew we played really well. We done everything right, so all we needed to do was get the goals again, more goals than the opposition, and who knows. But I feel like, yeah, like you said, confidence is high, and we'll go with the same confidence to the next game.
Congratulations on that game. Now your new name is Blacko, but today, how did you see the game against the Koreans?
It was very difficult because they keep the ball well. I think they know each other for a long time and they are very good with the ball. But we showed that we are solid again. We are very good in defense. So I think everyone did his best on the pitch.
Well, it's post-match. We're still here at the Black Stars camp. And guess what? Some visitors have come to say Ayuko to the Black Stars. They're not visitors, actually. There's one lady there. She's looking around. She's trying to get, she's trying to get hold of the players. But Nanama, what be there? Just say, take you over now. Your introductions now. How far? Mobile saying.
Yabapao. And we're here to support as usual. We're Ghanaians for Ghanaians, and for a crucial match like this. High Sense and Ghana, it's our responsibility to be positive. And Yenia just said, ne, Yedi Lakna Banaya Winnie 3-2. We hope it continues, right?
Yes. I just cannot wait for us to crush Uruguay,
Crush them.
It's a revenge match, And that's why this guy, I'm looking for him.
He's around.
I know. But kudos to everybody. I mean, I just want to say congratulations. The players, they put up a marvelous performance. I mean, from where we sat, the last 10 minutes, though. That was some crazy minutes, but we sailed through, and we thank God that I'm looking at the possibility of a semi-final,
Maybe. Ready?
Oh, yeah.
After just one win.
Round 16, yeah.
But you didn't come alone. You came with Madame as well. Hello.
No, it was absolutely stunning and beautiful.
One, two, three.
Go back.
Maybe the last one, no.
Last one, no. Not why so agitated. She couldn't even sit.
8-2-2, no.
I'm telling you, she had to get up to the VIP lounge. Then she would come. She would sneak to watch Ekuye. Then she goes back. So it was really nerve-wracking, and especially when he gave the 10 minutes add-on time. We're like, oh my God.
First time women are saying 10 minutes is too long.
Too long. Yeah. It was so long.
Anyway.
For a woman, 10 minutes.
It's long.
You know what is funny? We kept looking at our watch. We're like, 10 minutes. Not 10 minutes, I said 2 hours. Then 5 minutes, like we were practically kicking our feet as if we were on the pitch. And it was so funny how the ball kept being in our zone and wouldn't move.
The pressure in the last minutes, that was nerve-wracking. That was.
Today was our keeper. He was phenomenal. Because, Ziggy did so well. Brilliant saves. Even though there was a lot of tension and you were expecting him to miss some of those ones, I bow for him. He did well.
And I came to understand why Otuado will play Jordan today. The crosses and everything was really effective. And, now my heart is at rest. Before then, it wasn't.
Final words to Ghanaians.
I want to get your thoughts on what they make of Qatar. That's the first time I asked anybody when I've just met you first. So I'll start off with you. What do you make of? We had so many things. I don't even know where to start from. But what has been your impression of Qatar?
Honestly, I think. Okay. It's beautiful, it's calm, very serene. But I think as Ghanaians, we love to have fun, we love to party. So we're not seeing that feel that should come with football. It's like you just get that ambience feel in the stadium, and when you're really out, you're not seeing much. So, it's a little, but we'll get by. What
about you? What do you make of it?
I'm going to give it to them for the organization. I think it's really put together very well. I know money is involved, the substations, the hire card, and everything, how they put it together is easy to get around, most definitely. They've made a lot of things also available, the Uber system. Everything is running pretty much smoothly for me. In the train this evening after the match, people from all walks of life singing, you know, yes, asking for Ghana flags and stuff like that. That is also very welcoming. Generally, I think the Qatar people themselves, I haven't seen much of them. See a lot of Kenyans, I see Bangladesh and Africans, you know, Indians, everybody here. Where are they? Where are the Qatar people?
I would like to thank all Ghanaians for the prayers and support, and we're going to keep fighting, and we hope that they keep supporting and bring back the love. Thank you very much.
Happy birthday to you.
Thanks for the birthday wishes.
Congratulations on your man of the match performance, and Techno wishes to reward you with this mobile phone.
Thank you, Techno. More deals ahead.
More ahead.
Yeah. Congrats to all the teammates. Everyone played their part, and yeah, we look forward to the next game.
And finally, your message to your fans, especially Nima to the world.
I want to thank them all for their support and prayers. They should keep going on, and we make them proud.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your breakfast. Well, that's Kudus Mohammed getting the Man of the Match award from Techno, as you can see. And every single match, Techno will reward the best player as awarded by the technical team. So he is the second recipient after the first recipient, Salisu Mohammed. But Ibrahim Sanidara is here, and I'm happy to say he will fill us in as far as the Black Stars camp is concerned. Ibrahim, great to see you.
Great to see you, Yaw.
We're here. It's another World Cup. We've been talking about this for years. Now, finally, it's here. Qatar, what are your thoughts?
I think so far the tournament has been exclusive. Perhaps of all the World Cups I've been in, this is perhaps the most well organized in terms of everything, from ticketing, from transportation, accommodation, security, you know, the stadiums themselves, the training pitches and all. I think that we've seen perhaps the best tournament in terms of organization. You'd note that before the start of the tournament, particularly the Western media have been going on really hard on Qatar, some questioning their ability to host the tournament, some saying they don't deserve to host the tournament. Based on what we have seen in the tournament so far, the technology used, and all the factors I've mentioned, I think that so far we've had a perfect situation from my eyes, from what I've seen. There might be situations where people will have, you know, concerns. You know, it's normal. When you bring millions of people together, you might have situations where you would have one or two glitches, but generally I can say that it's a very, very good tournament we've seen so far.
Absolutely, and it's something that anybody you meet, the journalists, would also say the same. We've only had a week, but already the vibe is so positive, you know, that you find that it's even going to get better and the momentum will build up. But let's make a quick analysis. Since you've covered all these World Cup tournaments, let's just do a quick analysis in terms of the communication, the transportation, the key pillars of the World Cups, and summarize why at the beginning you see a difference or an improvement already. Germany, South Africa, Brazil, Russia, and now, of course, Qatar.
You see this because all of these tournaments, what happens is that the organizing committees of the next World Cup, for instance, the American World Cup, would be part of the organization of this World Cup. So they will learn from the bad experiences of the previous World Cup and would seek to improve it. So you'd see that from 2006, South Africa was an improvement on 2006. Then from South Africa, Brazil was an improvement. Then you go to the 2018 World Cup in Russia, it was an improvement. And 2020 will surely be an improvement of what we've seen previously. But what has surprised the world the most is the fact that I think, in my humble opinion, think that the West always feels that it is the West that must host the World Cups. You remember at the 2010 World Cup in South Africa, there were a lot of people who were saying, Africa won't be capable of hosting the World Cup. This World Cup is not meant to be here and all of that. South Africa hosted a fantastic World Cup, and we were all happy with what we saw in South Africa. The same thing has been repeated here. Constant barrage of negative PR for Qatar. But we've seen that what was predicted, the bad news, the bad things that were predicted by the Western media mainly, and sometimes even the Western politicians who went really hard on Qatar, that what they projected it to be, a tournament of restrictiveness and all of those things, is not what we've seen here at all. People have been here, they've enjoyed themselves, they've enjoyed the matches, we've enjoyed the weather, we've enjoyed everything. This country is pristine, pure, and neat. The streets are clean, everything is pristine, clear. It's not backward as it was painted. The technology is world class, and everything you need is gone on well. And I'll say again, in every situation, you would find one or two instances where things would not go as we wanted. Or perhaps maybe we are not used to their cultural way of doing things. But that also means that when we also go to the Western countries, their ways of life, we cope. When you come to the other side of the world, you also have to cope with their way of life. They don't have to change the World Cup for 26 or 30 days, or they don't have to change their lifestyle for 26 days that the World Cup is here. Once we get to the point where in the world we understand each other, in the morning you would prefer perhaps to drink cocoa or to have cocoa as your breakfast. I would prefer to maybe have banku as my breakfast. But that doesn't mean that we should fight, because there's a difference in the way we think, we do our things. It shouldn't be a point for us to fight. Football is meant to bring people together, and I think that this World Cup has succeeded in doing that despite the negative projections.
We've been seeing a lot of Nima to the world, all over, even before the World Cup started. And because you are embedded in Nima, more than any other person in camp, how proud are they of their boys? We know that Manaf, Kudus, and others, but there's a real pride, there's a movement, there's this beyond patriotism, if I can call it that Nemanians? Nemanians. Tell us about this Nima to the world and how Kudus and Manaf are now holding it. But before them, there were others, and there surely would be others ahead of them.
Well, the story of Kudus and Manaf and others are now the new face of how football talents in Nima are honed. There's a lot of football talents in Nima, no doubt. That is why the top football academy in Ghana, or the top football academies in Ghana at the moment, the Right to Dream Academy, as well as the Accra Lions Academy, somewhere in Abokobi, have been focusing on recruiting talent from Nima. There's a reason why. The reason why is that there are a lot of kids there who are hungry for success. But in the past, they've not had the right guidance or grooming to make them reach the top. So when the opportunity comes for academies to take them out of their normal training hubs, to give them the proper training, proper nutrition, proper education, proper exposure, that would make them reach the top. The people of Nima have to show to the world that there's good that comes out of Nima. There are a lot of people, when you tell them about Nima, they are very apprehensive. They think people there are violent. There's nothing good that comes out of Nima. It's completely wrong. I can stay in the best parts of Accra in any time, but give me Nima anytime, any day, I'll prefer Nima. I know people who were born and raised in Nima. They have homes in East Legon, in Trasacco, but they come to Nima at 5 a.m. and leave at 11 p.m. Even when they are rich, when they are affluent, when they can choose to live at the East Legons of the world. Why? Because there's something like a magnet that attracts you to Nima. First of all, you witness unity in the way you have never witnessed before anywhere in the world. I've stayed in many places in the world. I've lived in the United States of America, I lived in the United Kingdom, I've lived in many parts and gone to many parts of the world. Throughout Ghana, I've traveled a lot of places. But there's something very, very attractive about Nima. You find yourself somewhere, let's say in America, a few Nima people in there, they just know you are from Nima and you find a place. You will not be left as an orphan. I'll recount one thing. My grandmother passed away a couple of months ago. I did not inform anybody in Nima. None of my friends in Nima, none of my colleagues in Nima. I did not inform any one of them. I was told that my grandma was on a dying bed. I went there in the evening. In the morning, I received a phone call that she passed away a couple of minutes ago. I rushed to her house in Dakuman. We prepared the funeral and everything. Burial was in the afternoon. By the time we got to the cemetery, the people in Nima had hired one full bus of people to come there. Now, those who had gone to work in the morning and didn't hear of that came to me in the evening. I was there when they knocked on the door. You have visitors, about 30 people. Oh, we heard your grandmother passed away this morning. We had gone to work by then. We couldn't come for the burial. We are coming here to say our commiserations to you and to offer prayers to you. Where does this thing happen? Nowhere. I'll recount something to you. In the early 2000s, there's a famous football administrator called Herbert Mensah. I had an issue with him. He phoned and said, lots of things. The people of Nima just heard it on their own. They had a van and went to his house, wanting to confront him. Yes! So this is the time, this is the place for solidarity that you never get anywhere in the world, communityship, and a lot of good vibes that the world doesn't see. I understand that, bad news, I understand that bad news sells everywhere in the world. So when there are a few negatives, and in every society there will be some negatives. In every society there will be, wayward people. But, the waywardness, takes center stage more than the good that comes out of Nima. That is why you find that people like Mohammed Kudus, who are now icons of Ghana football, need to show to the world that there's more out of Nima than the negativity. That is why they are showing. And I know that in the next 5 to 6 years, there will be more world-class players coming not only from Nima, but the Zongos up and down the countries, up and down our country. Having been to a lot of the academies dotted across Ghana, I can see that in every academy you go, out of 3 top players, 1 would be a person from the Zongos or Nima. So it tells you that there's a lot of good out of there. That is why they have got the duty. If they've made it to the top, I think that it is thanks to the toughness, the astuteness that the Zongo gives you. What do you give back? You need to project it in a good way for people to know that out of Nima, out of the Zongos, there's a lot of good that can come out of the Nimas. I've been in class with a lot of people. For instance, a classmate of mine is a lecturer now in a university in America, Yakubu Azindo, in Nima. He came out of, the trenches in Nima. He went to Legon, had first class, went to America, bossed all the schools. This is all from the Nimas. It's not only about football, but every aspect of the facet of Ghanaian life, you would find some good coming out of the place.
Glad you mentioned academia and, of course, the Right to Dream Academy, Accra Lions, and then the foundation, Books and Boots. Kudus crossed the road from Nima to that park. Kao Kudi.
You can imagine what Books and Boots has done to a lot of these youngsters. So just juxtapose what you see of Ghanaian footballers today and Ghanaian footballers in the past. You see that in the past, the bane we had a lot of talented players, but when they come on interviews like this, they were not as eloquent as the current generation of players. So you realize that through the initiatives like the Books and Boots program, the players were able to realize that, no, I cannot play football alone. I need to sign my contracts. I need to appear in interviews. How would I be able to express myself well? To protect my image, to show the world that I'm not only smart on the pitch, but I'm also smart off the pitch. This is where such initiatives have gone into molding some of the top players we've had today. Today, none of the players in the Black Stars team would say that he's not eloquent enough to face the world and grant an interview. You'd be able to do it. Exactly. So it bodes well for us. A lot of these players, you find them speaking English, French, Portuguese, Spanish, Italian. It bodes well for us. By the time they finish their careers, they should be able to take up the jobs of people that of their elders like Tony Bafo, what Tony Bafo is doing today. He has paved the way for them to see that in future they would also finish their football careers and be able to do things that are being done now by some of their predecessors.
Well, such a rich and thoroughly enjoyable insight from Ibrahim Sani. And obviously, we don't have time for more, but we will have time on the next episode. We want you to demand for more. On this particular episode, our time is unfortunately up and he has to move. The player's about to leave the hotel for training and Ibrahim has to be right there. But I promise you, let him promise us that he'll be back to give us an insight and take us through as the tournament progresses. And, thanks for joining us for this episode, but definitely you bring us more.
Please keep a slot for me. Every time in the night, I know it's 1 a.m. here, 1 a.m. in Qatar, 10 o'clock in Qatar. Keep a slot for me. I'll make time, even though the days are tough. We've got, competing things to do, a lot of things to do, but I'll make time to have a special segment in your program. And it is good that Max TV, a top TV station that has shown a lot of commitment to Ghana football, are here at the World Cup so we can send to the people of Ghana what is truly happening on the ground. Not tittle-tattle, but the bare facts, the truth, and the main situation from the people, from the actors of the game, right at the heart of the operation. Max TV, I just have to congratulate you for the work you are doing, and I hope that you continue to do more for Ghana football. I know you are doing the Premier League, the Women's League, and all. It bodes well. And all the TV stations in Ghana that we should take football more seriously than we've taken it in the past and see that it's a big industry that will serve a lot of people, serves a lot of households, and it also provides employment for a lot of people, including my boss like you.
You like it?
You do it?
You do it? That's something for the past. And we'll definitely get Randy Abbey in as well because we all go back to Sunshine Radio Choice FM. Great reunion.
Many years ago, and it's good to see all you guys back together, all of us back together again in various roles. It shows that, we've progressed in our lives and done a lot of things that is worth emulating for the next generation of journalists and how they can progress in a good way in future. Football has got a lot of opportunities. Don't waste your life away. If you are in this trade, it's a good trade. If you are focused, you do your work well, don't dabble in rumor mongering, stick to the facts, speak the truth, and you can climb mountains in this industry.
Awesome advice to end this episode, no doubt about it. There'll be more from Ibrahim Sani, as I said. He will give us the insight, the intoto, the dito of what's happening in the Black Stars camp. From all of us here at Base Camp with the Black Stars team and Al Sadd, let's make it another time. Bye for now.
This is the